Welcome to Fargo Talks Fargo, a podcast on the FX television series. Yeah, you guessed it if you're still here. Fargo, I'm Bill, and I put the show together with my buddy Sharpie. Sharpie, how are you?
Hey there, I can help.
I can help. Thanks, Minsky. Sharpie, whatever your name is. Episode 9 from Season 5, The Useless Hand. I was going to ask what it was all about, but I'm pretty sure it's the hand, air quotes around hand, that Oli removed. Maybe. And along with some other things. By the way, I'm already slowly getting sad and relieved that we're winding down the season. And apologies to people for getting one of some of the episodes out late, but tell me stuff, Sharpie.
Another great episode. Yes, it is kind of sad. We're winding down. There's only one episode left after this one, but we've got lots to talk about still. So don't you fret. We are here for a while. It's the Hotdish. We've got season 9. Like you said, we started off with In the Sin Eater's Lair, getting some of that much anticipated revenge on Gator. Gator gets what he's coming. Gator got what's coming.
Yeah, but in an incredibly, sort of like we talked about, I think we talked about it, I feel like we did, in a somewhat Oli monk way. He's not going to mete out justice past what he seems to see as fit. So we have our own, as we've sort of talked about over the last few episodes, like our own bloodlust that we, we're a bunch of Coliseum jerks. Are you not entertained? And we want to see somebody die, but really he's just going to gouge his eyes out. No big deal.
Yeah, just a little bit of Code of Hammurabi.
Yeah.
Maybe we should bring that back.
We could talk about that.
Do you remember the first scene in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
I can't.
Was that the Kevin Costner one?
I don't know, so take me wherever you think it might be.
That in that first scene, it was very graphic, and it was kind of jarring for the time. Especially, there was a bunch of kids watching it. This was back in the day when kids could go to R-rated movies. Not that it was R-rated, but
right.
In that very first scene, the guy gets caught, for stealing or something, and they cut off his hands.
Oh.
So good. That movie was so good. Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman.
It was 1991, in case you were wondering.
That's right. So, I was in first grade.
Okay.
And I went to that movie.
Sometimes I hate how much older I am than you. You were in first grade. I was dancing closer to gals at the Hope Church dance than they wanted us to.
With your shoes off, though.
Yes, with your shoes off. At the Hope Lutheran Church dances in North Fargo, you would have to take your shoes off, right, and put them in a Hornbacher's sack.
That's right.
With your name on them.
I went to one of those dances, and I didn't like taking my shoes off, and I especially didn't like everybody else taking their shoes off, because I don't know what you know about kids, but they stink, and their feet especially stink. That place smelled like a wet sock, especially when you're in Fargo, North Dakota, and it's wintertime, your feet are nasty, and they're smelly, and they're wet, and they smell like boots.
Yeah, you got moon boot feet.
Yeah.
Those things are soft, squishy, but boy, do they make your feet sweat. Oh.
They do not breathe.
We made it less than 4 minutes before derailing our entire episode.
We're relating it to the show.
Yes.
So,
very much so.
Kind of, in a way. Yeah, very fun episode, as usual. I loved the dramatic, cinematic look of this one with that fog that they added in. Really changing the atmosphere of all of the shots. We haven't seen anything like that this season. It made everything just otherworldly. It made everything more fantastical. It was awesome. We have seen it in previous seasons, especially with wrench and numbers and stuff, as they're
the snowstorm and fog.
Yep, exactly. So fun. Loved it. What are your hot takes?
I saw that at first, and it's really interesting because it's been kind of unseasonably warm here in Fargo this winter so far, and I live very near a giant field with a school and some things, and there's been because of that temperature, there's been a number of mornings that is so foggy, sort of dewy like that, with a little bit of snow that I can't even see the school from my back window. So sometimes I think that's not how it is, but you know what? At the right temperature, it totally is. So I'm sure it's there for
true.
dramatic
It is.
effect.
I was back to visit you over Christmas, and when we left the bar at 2 a.m, remember, we couldn't see a block. It was so foggy.
It's been like that a lot actually here. No, I thought it was great. I also just really, of course, I'm going to skip way ahead, but just what I still sort of call the wrench and numbers theme came in when she goes running off to hide in the windmill and hide. I will say one thing, sort of answered. Indira, did she take the job? Yeah, because she got a cool new earpiece and a wardrobe.
Absolutely took the job.
She's
on a new team. Yes. She's on a new team now.
But she says that comment, and I don't have my notes are way too disorganized right now. But he's like, "I heard you quit," and she says something to the effect of, "Yeah, but not the way you mean." Mm-hmm. So I kind of be curious. I want to rethink that just a tiny bit for myself. Maybe she's thinking, "I'm advancing. I'm changing. I'm making my life better. I'm looking out for me." That's not quitting. That's doing for me. You know what I mean? They're not the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, she's been on the other side of redemption services, so she's kind of an interesting partner for Lorraine because she can bring a whole other aspect to this position. She knows what it's like, and maybe she'll bring some more positivity to the business. I don't know.
Maybe what she means is she has other plans. This is temporary because she's just doing what she has to do because her mission may or may not be, besides helping herself. And to help herself, she's helping Dot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely loved Roy with his plea to all of his patriots, all the 3%ers that he's friends with. That was the live stream video was so good, and I hope you caught the chat because it was hilarious. Even the real Donald is in the chat saying, "This is huge. This is huge."
No way. I didn't.
Nobody has ever been a better sheriff ever. Yeah, Donald Trump in the chat on the live stream. I think the name was just the Donald, but
there was some other kind of good reference to that when Lorraine was complaining about what's the use of being a billionaire if you can't have somebody killed, and then because the governor couldn't go through with it, she wanted to basically reach out to the Orange Cheeto or whatever she said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
gross. There's more here than we probably think is what I worry about.
Oh, there's going to be a lot more once we dig in. It was interesting that when Dot was able to get a hold of a phone, she didn't call the police. She didn't call authorities. She called her family.
Yeah.
And then she called Olmsted. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know why.
Do you think I think what you have to wonder a little bit if it's that she's calling the nearest and dearest to her that she feels she can trust. And it could all go down in a heartbeat. So she wanted to make sure she could tell Wayne and Scotty that she loves them, I'm sure.
That's true.
And then the only other person she kind of has the vibe of trust is Indira. I was just more amazed that she knew Indira's phone number.
It's amazing to know anybody's phone number these days.
Let's put it this way. I was thinking about just when I was looking at you right now. I was like, I wonder if I know your phone number. And honestly, I'm pretty sure you still have a 701 number, but maybe you don't. Maybe it's a Denver number. What is yours? Are you still a local?
I do still have a 701 number. That's the area code for all of North Dakota.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Same number since... Keeps it simple.
Yeah.
I've had the same number since, I think, 1998 when I first got a cell phone.
Man. That's always what amazes me on shows when people have numbers they remember, especially somebody
I definitely don't know your number.
I'm going to let that go. It's 701.
Two numbers. I know my girlfriend's and I know my mom's, and I figure with those two numbers I can pretty much get anywhere. But I do know all my, growing up when we all had landlines, I do know all those numbers still, but those are irrelevant now.
Really? I remember random phone numbers. Really random numbers. Like, obviously, I know my wife's cell. I know my dad's number, but I can totally rattle off a gal I dated in 7th grade, Rika. I can tell you her phone number right now if you want. I can call my good college buddy Eric's parents' landline phone if it still exists. Like the numbers I remember are stupid.
Does star 69 work on a cell phone?
That's a good question. Because is that what you thought he did?
Yeah, I did.
I was like, I thought, did he star? I immediately thought, did he star 69? And then I thought, no, he didn't. He just pushed call back. He was on his phone.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But that was my first thought. Or no, it was because, that's what I thought when I saw her with the landline phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff here. I can't wait to dig into some stuff because Roy, along with really calling the quote unquote patriots home, he also did a lot of Bible quoting. So
That's right. How good are Tate's cookies?
Did those? I really do like those. Do you?
I love Tate's cookies.
They're like so. I normally like a good soft like homemade cookie, but those Tate's, they're so goddamn tasty and crunchy.
Oh,
The problem is they come in a pack, right? And then there's 2 inside the pack, which all I look at that is, 2 servings. Each little packet is a full serving. And now you know why I look way thinner in season 1 of Fargo than I am now in season 5. Tate's cookies.
they are uniquely crispy.
Too much food. That's why we don't have a beer sponsor anymore.
And that's why this episode is brought to you by Tate's Bake Shop from Southampton, New
I
York.
was going to say, Weight Watchers, sign up today.
And Weight Watchers.
Yo, dude, although that scene where she has to climb into the, God, can you imagine going in there?
No, and I also can't imagine. I mean, he's not fully Danish, isn't fully decomposed yet in Danish Grave's grave. But she had to like rip out that femur bone, I'm sure, out of the gooey Danish.
I was doing the old movie theater thing though, where you're like, you forgot the gun. Well, don't forget the gun.
Oh yeah, so were we when we were watching. We were like, no, don't shut it, don't shut it. Oh my God, it's like a beacon.
Why did she have to like run the lever on it? Did it?
You know what, Bill? I have to admit, I have no idea how windmills work. I know that comes to a surprise to a lot of listeners. I don't even know the purpose of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
They mill the wind?
Yeah, they do.
Like you mill flour.
Yes. All that and more in the next hot dish. I feel like we'll put all our energy into the next one and hopefully try not to make it. It was an hour and a half, Sharpie, after I edited it.
Yeah, we recorded for several hours last week. It was a good one.
You don't even know what I cut out. For all I know, it's just a giant soliloquy.
I sure don't.
I think I left out all my really late in the episode rambling about rolling away the stone of Jesus to reveal the dead, to which I thought, Dot will rise from the dead when that thing opens, which she sort of did today. But I do want to give a quick shout out to a listener, since it is the hot dish.
Okay.
I used to think I knew how to say every name in the book, every name. But I just want to give out, and so I'm going to say the name in 2 ways, and I hope one of them is right, and I apologize. But Colleen or Colleen, it's just saying, actually took our advice and made a hot dish and put potato chips on it and said it was fucking fantastic.
Of course it's going to be fantastic.
So I just want people to know that it works. If we get everything else wrong, we were wrong about Lars, we're wrong about all sorts of stuff, but we're not wrong about putting potato chips on your casserole or your hot dish, wherever you want to call it.
Because how can you be? You're adding crunch, you're adding salt, you're adding fat. I mean, potato chips should be a condiment. It's like potato chip crumbles.
I need to forward this to you. I don't know if I did.
No.
It is so perfectly Midwestern. You got to see. There's 2 pictures. It's fantastic. And then, of course, I had to ask, are those regular chips or kettle chips? And she used kind of more like a kettle chip. And I thought that might be goddamn brilliance at work. Because now it's not just crispy and light texture, it's crunchy. And so I haven't yet to use it. So this might be new for me.
Have you ever put jalapeno potato chips on a baked mac and cheese?
I have, actually. I have. I feel like mac and cheese without a crispy topping is just a waste.
That's true.
I tested it on just a little bit. I crumbled a little dry cornbread stuffing mix over the top of mac and cheese once. Okay, so have you seen the photo? What do you think?
I'm looking at the photo. I mean, it's got all of the key players are there. You've got the ground beef, you've got the peas, you get the carrots, you got the pasta.
I know, right? Oh, hat tip, everybody out there. So let's end it there.
I would definitely stick my whole face in there.
Anyway, well, everybody go out, grab a scoop of hot dish. Enjoy this. We'll look forward to making the full episode later this week and getting it out. We'll catch you then.
All right. Chicken piccata.
You didn't say it yet.
Bye now.